So the Fever just took on the Sparks, and they ended up being down 22 points in the fourth quarter. It was pretty much entirely in favor of the Sparks from the second quarter onward. They ended off the first quarter up 1 point, ended off the first half down 11. From there on, the Fever really weren't able to pick themselves back up, but they did have a pretty insane stretch at the end of the fourth quarter to try to get themselves back into the game. Aaron McDonald did hit 2 big-time threes in a row, but then Kelsey Mitchell missed a 3. It was a game where the Indiana Fever kept trying to fight back, kept trying to get back into the game, but it just was not enough. And you could tell from the beginning of the game, even in the first quarter where the Fever did technically win, the Sparks had more life. They seemed younger and fresher, and they were running very quickly to start off the game. I mean, it was a battle of quick teams, and you could see the Indiana Fever's interior defense was the problem. It really wasn't so much interior defense as it was a transition defense problem. The Fever had a big-time problem with getting stops in transition. Every single time the Sparks got out in transition, the Fever gave up a wide-open layup. And then another thing in the game that really hurt the Fever was obviously Rickea Jackson, bro. She was just cooking. She was hitting step-back 3 after step-back 3. She was doing some crazy spin move, fadeaway Kobe type shots. She was deep in her bag in this game. We did get a shot to see Cameron Brink out there, and she has not looked too good. For a player who a lot of people were saying was part of the new wave of WNBA hype, she's one of the reasons why everybody's watching the WNBA. Her offensive game has not been looking too well. Now, defensively, she was a juggernaut with 4 blocks, but it's not anything that's going to sell out a crowd. But granted, she has been out for a very long time. She is trying to get back into a groove, so we won't be too hard on her today. As for the Fever, Kelsey Money Mitch went crazy in this game, but there were a lot of ball hog moments, and that's one of the problems a lot of people do see with Kelsey Money Mitch is that sometimes she goes a little bit too far. When the Indiana Fever have momentum and other people are in a groove, you see Kelsey Mitchell take a shot. Like after the 2 Aaron McDonald threes, then in the fourth quarter, you see Kelsey Mitchell shoot that 3 that she misses. That would have gave the opportunity for the Indiana Fever to cut it to a 3-point game. After being down 22 points in the fourth quarter, they could have made it a 3-point game if Kelsey Mitchell would have made that shot. That really wasn't a shot Kelsey Mitchell should have shot, though. It should have been really an Aaron McDonald shot. And granted, Kelsey Mitchell had freaking 32 in the game. I'm sorry, she had 34. 34 on 11 for 19 shooting from the field. She was a freaking juggernaut in this game, so we're not going to sit here and blame her for the loss. But there are moments where the Fever have to rely on her way too much with no Caitlin Clark. And it's not really her fault. It's just one of the plagues of not having your best player on the court. You've got to kind of rely on Kelsey Mitchell a lot more, and there are a lot of moments in the game where other people are in a groove, but because you don't have a Caitlin Clark who can easily dish the ball over to him, you're kind of just reverting to a Kelsey Mitchell save us one-on-one ISO jump shot type of play. Whereas if Caitlin Clark had the ball in her hand, she's going to draw defensive attention at the top of the key. That's going to get other people open. Or even if they don't come to her and triple team her, which they always will, at least she can make those difficult passes to the people who are hot. But no Caitlin Clark out there, you don't really have that. And speaking of Caitlin Clark, it is very difficult to watch these games with no Caitlin. Even when the Fever are winning, they were on a 5-game winning streak. It's still very, very tough to watch these games with no Caitlin Clark because it's just regular WNBA basketball, and Caitlin Clark is just so different. Watching her play is electric. The passes, the crazy shots. I want to see her hoop, man. It's been so freaking long. We're all waiting for Caitlin Clark to come back to the court. A whole lot of you guys have been telling me that you have been abstaining from watching these games because there's no Caitlin Clark out there, and it's totally justified. Even when the Fever are winning, it's not as enjoyable as when Caitlin Clark is out there, and it's not really rocket science. People don't like watching Warriors game when Steph Curry doesn't play. People don't like watching Lakers games when LeBron or Luka aren't out there, and you just got to watch KCP, or whoever's on the Lakers at this point, shoot bricks. Nobody wants to see that. People come to watch the stars. People buy tickets to watch stars play basketball. Caitlin Clark is a star. She is a global phenom. We want to see her play. Anybody saying that the Indiana Fever without her are surviving and the WNBA is just fine without her, you're ridiculous. You're actually crazy and insane. You are not qualified to talk about anything of importance. You are, my friend, an idiot. Anyone saying that Caitlin Clark not being on the court is not a negative for the Indiana Fever and the WNBA is not qualified to give an opinion on any matter in life. You're disqualified from talking. Sure, her being out could be to the benefit of the Indiana Fever chemistry-wise. Her being out is really allowing the team to gel, and you're seeing a lot of teamwork, especially in the past 5 games before this one. The Fever have found a way to win without Caitlin, which is bonding, and that's good. But in terms of the league, bro, the rankings are freaking tanking. I saw some stats. I don't know how true they are, but I saw on Twitter that with Caitlin Clark on the court in those games, 1.8 million people are watching those games. When Caitlin Clark is not on the court and the Fever are just playing without Caitlin, only 800,000 people on average are tuning in. Those are stats I saw probably a week and a half ago. And then in games that don't involve the Indiana Fever or Caitlin Clark, on average, 500,000 people apparently are tuning into those games. Those are stats I saw online. It could be wrong. Y'all, that means that 1 million people on average are not tuning into games that Caitlin Clark is not playing in. 1 million people are deciding they don't want to watch it. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Now, the WNBA is still doing a lot better even while Caitlin Clark is not playing, at least in favor of the Fever, because you got 300,000 unique fans deciding to still watch those games. But still, it's a big-time drop-off of what it could be with Caitlin Clark out there. It is bad for business, and Caitlin Clark being injured is really throwing off a lot of the growth of the WNBA, because the way I see it is you got all these people consistently deciding to watch WNBA games, and then Caitlin Clark get injured, and so it's just falling out of the routine of the average viewer. The average viewer, the casual basketball fan, his routine to watch WNBA games is being stunted because Caitlin Clark is injured, and he has no idea when Caitlin's going to be back. There's no timetable. Nobody's telling us when she's going to be back. And so they have no date to look forward to in which Caitlin will be back. So, like, it's just falling out of your routine. You're kind of forgetting about it. That's stunning the growth of the WNBA. They'll come back from it, obviously, because Caitlin Clark is box office. And the moment she pops off and people see the clips online, they're going to decide to tune into the games again. But still, this is bad for the WNBA. It is, in the long run, I think, bad for the Indiana Fever, because they're kind of learning how to win minus a player who's going to have a very big usage rate, minus a player who everything is going through. You're going to have to adjust once again when she gets back. And it could be a positive thing. Hopefully, it's buttery smooth and you can just implement her back into the offense. But what might end up happening is there might be a few hitches in that. There might be a few bumps in that road because Caitlin Clark desires the ball so much and everybody's kind of learning how to play without her. And that could be a negative thing. So all in all, we want to see Caitlin Clark come back. I think the big wins from the Indiana Fever over the last 5 games before this one, they were big time. Sylvie Cunningham has been cooking. Tosh has been playing well even in this game. Kelsey Mitchell has been going crazy. 34 in this game. She had a 35-point game not too long ago. She's been cooking. Everybody's coming together. Lexi Hull's been playing amazing defense. Her offense could use a lot of work right now. She's got to get into a groove. But her defense and effort has been there. Chloe Bibby has been cooking. So you've had a whole lot of great moments and great games without Caitlin Clark. But all in all, everybody wants to see Caitlin Clark play. But we got to talk about the incident once again. Another fan caused mayhem at this game. And with the fans throwing stuff on the court, I do find it hilarious. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I haven't spoken about this in the video yet. I've talked about it in my lives. But y'all, I just got to be honest. It's hilarious to me. This is just proof that no one takes this league seriously, bruh. Now, I was surprised to see it at a Fever game, but they were in Los Angeles. I don't even think it's one person at this point. I think many people have noticed it. And so now people are doing it at different games to try to add on to it. It's funny, especially with the commentators being like, the WNBA has no place for this. They need to get that person out immediately. They always get so serious about it, bro. Like, y'all gotta do better, bro. How is security not catching these fools, bro? How are they getting this into the building, bro? This is ridiculous. I can't lie. It's ridiculous. The fact that this has been happening at what, 3-4 games now, and they haven't found a stop to it, and it doesn't seem like anything is happening to the people that are doing this, bro. It's just ridiculous, bro. This league is a joke, bro. I can't lie, bro. But yeah, the Fever took an L today. Hopefully they can bounce back strong and better in the next game because, hey, they had to lose eventually. They couldn't keep that streak going forever, but we want to see them get another win in the next game, and hopefully Caitlin Clark can be back within the next week. ESPN said August 12th. Do I buy that? No, but it would be very nice if we could get her back by then. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I certainly did. I got to get out of here, though. Y'all let me know what y'all want me to talk about next, but I'm out. Peace.